Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky, and I am a living Christ. The message I have for you this evening is in form of a question. Is it possible for an average man to understand a living Christ? The answer to that question is no. You see, all average men and women are driven and controlled by their satanically indoctrinated intellect. That fictional state of consciousness creates a fictional reality, an alternate reality, and it is their source, their satanic source of life. Such alternate reality has controlled civilized mankind since the beginning of time. Civilized men and women live in the satanic world, ruled by satanic leaders, all of whom have sold their souls for status, power, prestige, wealth, celebrity, and control of others, while they operate from their own air-conditioned offices in hell as the slaves swelter in the heat of a life based in damnation. The purpose of life is, and always has been, for civilized people to extricate themselves from the hell of their own making, to understand who they are, and to take their proper place as sons and daughters of God, possessed of the infinite intelligence that is God, as exemplified by the subconscious mind. You see, the subconscious mind actually is God made manifest in each and every one of you. You all have it within you, but you voluntarily gave it up. You sold your souls. You fell from grace of direct creation and apprehension of truth. In other words, you've lost your atonement with truth in return for the satanic worship of fictional images conjured up by such satanic ruled leaders via your intellect. Up until this moment in history, Satan, the petty god of intellect, has had his way with controlling civilized man in creating a never-ending series of dualistic events, such as wars, exploitation, and tyranny of the haves over the have-nots, the slaves, the civilized man, who have lost their way. There have been other Christs, simple men and women of truth, living in every age. I, this living Christ, am merely one of them, living in this age. However, I am a rather vocal one, aided by the internet, a worldwide communicative system that no other age had access to. Most of the truth that has been passed down through the ages has been orally transmitted, with records of such written by third-party scribes, hired by those satanic elitists who wielded power over the average man via the satanic, elitist mind controllers, both political and religious. I, Raymond Ronald Karchevsky, this living Christ, unlike my predecessors, have committed everything that I have communicated to writing and recording, both video and audio. You have been lied to all of your lives by those who satanically control you. You have become inured to the hell that you yourselves create through your trained, dualistic opposing, the satanically divisive opposing, projected actions. All your actions are promoted through your intellects, and your intellects are conditioned by satanic sources. That is a fact. You have forfeited your Christ consciousness by being lured away from your own God consciousness, your subconscious mind, which indeed is accessible. You have been trained to doubt yourselves and to believe that it is not accessible. That has been your fall from grace. You have been dumbed down, educated to be ignorant of truth, made to be dependent and fearful of life. Thereby you willingly accept your own civilized chains of slavery in return for security. You have created the hell that you are now living in. Most of you would rather die than change. For the last 20 years on the internet, I have brought you the truth, and you have spat on it. Few have grasped some meaning of my words. None have learned the lesson of accessing the subconscious mind within the kingdom of God resonates. The key to the kingdom of God is on my website, sarkenterprises.com and lisarayenterprises.com. If you go there, you will find comments made in a linear, time-bound fashion, not organized, as such would be an enormous task for any one man to revise, especially to an audience that is really not ready for it as yet. You see, I do not pander to the give it to me now crowd, to organize it according to my standards crowd. Hell is where they belong, and they will be there until they are fed up with their pain and suffering and are ready to look at truth. So, given the circumstances cited, how will you know that what I say is true if you yet do not know for yourselves what truth really is? Simply this: there are decades of recorded messages on my websites and also on Google Archives, written at every level of intelligence, to the base ignoramus, to the accomplished satanic word twister. I have put out the challenge for years now to all to find a single willful contradiction in essence in all of my writing. Now, this may take some discernment on your part, as my writings have been subjected to satanic attacks, to forgeries, to phony biographies, and to a host of media assaults. And you will just have to wade through them. But it will be worth your while. You see, it might take some of you the rest of your lives to come to understand the simple truth that I am revealing to the world, that the satanic conditioning of each and every one of you is the reason for the pain and suffering that you experience as life. Now, isn't it worth it to remove yourself to find heaven on earth? Experience the second coming of Christ consciousness that dwells within you? You bet.